Welcome in everybody to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by PrizePicks. Sign up today for PrizePicks and use that promo code Leading Off when you do. It's me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. That, of course, is the Welsh. It's the beginning of a holiday weekend, so enjoy your Memorial Day. Everybody's off. The kids are off. Some kids are done with school already in some places, so hopefully you got some good plans. Hopefully there's some baseball in your plans as well. We got the Peanuts. We got the Cracker Jacks. We got everybody here hanging out. Yesterday was a very fun show. Again, Thursdays are becoming the real must-see TV around here. We used our AI technology for the first time. We may have some more AI technology to share with you today. Welsh, how did you sleep last night after yesterday's lasagna picture?
If we're being honest, I slept horrible, and I don't think I had to put a finger on it, and that might have been it. Just you're like laying there at night, and you look over and you see a shadow or something like that. You're like, what is that? Like, even as an adult, you're still kind of like weirded out. Like, that was the Brett Beatty picture to me. Also,
is this what you mean right here? This picture?
Terrifying.
Oh, also, those pants are up awfully high, by the way. Every time I look at this picture from yesterday from the AI technology, I notice something else that upsets me. If you look at Francisco Alvarez's pants, it looks like he's wearing a apron.
Yeah,
and then he's got really pants on. Yeah, so I thought they were pants at first, and then it turns out it's an apron. The whole thing is very upsetting.
I really don't like it. And your featured video you put out, it just missed the best part, which was when we're talking about AI and all this crazy stuff, and then Joe just goes burp burp the internet, and it was an amazing moment.
If you missed yesterday's show, go watch it. Even at least around like minute 18, I believe the 18-minute mark is where the robot.
I marked it on the video. You can literally find out. You can find out the AI section. We have markers here for these videos.
Stuff. Let's get to the baseball. And look, we got to start with it's an old song from an old musical. How do you solve a problem like Manoah? It's one of my favorite songs. How do you solve a problem like Alek Manoah? I don't know at this point. We spoke about it yesterday that when Danny Jansen wasn't catching, to be on the lookout here, because it seemed like him and Kirk had not been on the same page for whatever reason. But when Jansen started catching again, things started going better. Well, yesterday, again, it was struggle bus for Manoah. 87 pitches, 44 strikes, in just 3 innings. He did get 6 strikeouts, so I guess that's a positive. But look, we're sitting here, and it is now Memorial Day weekend, and he has a 5.37 ERA, a 1.79 WHIP. The 38 walks is just absurd in the 53 innings. I mean, you can't walk that many guys and survive in the major leagues. So, I mean, I guess here's the question. After the game, Welsh, there was a players-only meeting for the Toronto Blue Jays. So, I don't know what's going on there, but, we joked early in the year that the Blue Jays were kind of that AAU team that just kind of shows up and they have no idea what field they're playing on. Like, that's kind of the fun about the Blue Jays. But this is the downside when you don't have the discipline, when you're a younger team and maybe a younger manager. I don't know, Welsh. The Manoah situation, last week I was buying. I thought it was turning around. Now there's some real concern setting in for me.
Yeah, I've been concerned for quite some time. Yeah. Hate to be the reminder, but he was one of my busts for my big bust that he was gonna fall apart. And one of the things
that did it again. I did it again. Every time I say AI, it happens. I don't know what's going on.
Every time that one was scary. Something is happening with this show, and Joe has unlocked Pandora's box, and we're not ready for it. We're not ready for what Joe has unlocked. If you're not watching the video, I was about to start talking, and Joe just went beep boop.
It's something. I told you it's like Max Headroom from the 80s. I don't know. That's an 80s reference for those of you who might know. But continue on with Alek Manoah, real quick, please.
So with Alek Manoah, the thing I don't think that I ever even put into consideration, and as stupidly as it is, like, he was such a slow-paced guy, whether you want to call it weight or whatever it is. But obviously, like, the fast pace of the game, there's so much strategy that I've noticed, especially lately, of how many players, whether it's pitchers or hitters, that are using the pitch clock and the timing as a form to get ahead of the other guy. So the Phillies try to screw with Zach Gallen, trying to not let him keep his pace and slow it down. So all of that to say, I don't think we ever really considered, like, Alek Manoah in a faster paced game. He's a bigger guy. He also was a slow paced guy. That is,
Lance Lynn, a bigger guy too. I mean, if we want to talk about some of the guys maybe that aren't cardiovascularly prepared for this pitch clock change, perhaps?
Something that's a part of it also, and this might just be all intertwined in it. His pitch mix has really changed. Last year, he was primary four seam. He's sinker this year. All the pitches are less effective. They're all getting hit up more. His sinker has a batting average of 238, but expected 314. His slider was a 190 batting average against. It's a 314 this year. It's getting less whiff. He's getting less whiffs. His pitch mix has changed. Maybe that's part of him trying to, accompany and figure out what's going on with the new pace of the game. But guess what? None of it's working. So it's like, hey, how do we fix? How do we get I don't know. Maybe it's got to be a whole overhaul next season. So that I'm out this year. I'm always down for buy super, super crazy low. But I just don't know if that's going to exist with Alek Manoah. And I don't know if it's going to change this year. So I'm a little bit indifferent. I'm out. I don't have scenarios where I've bought him.
Rest of season, Blake Snell or Alek Manoah? Don't just make fart noises on the show. That's not acceptable. That's not analysis.
I guess Manoah. I'm like,
I know.
I don't know. I made.
Well, I asked that because in my home league, that was a trade that actually took place about a month ago.
Oh, garbage for garbage.
And at the time, I was like, "Oh, what a steal getting Manoah!" And now I'm not sure.
Anymore. I made the case earlier in the year to buy into Blake Snell. Blake Snell is more of a mid-season guy, so just beware that he also might end up having kind of like Kyle Schwarber. I think Kyle Schwarber is an insanely good buy right now, and he picks it up in June, low BABIP. But Blake Snell just also looks crappy. He just doesn't throw strikes, and he walks all these guys. I actually played his under in strikeouts yesterday, and that worked out. So I don't feel good about any of my calls with Blake Snell. So I would rather pick AI Max Scherzer.
All right. I know you don't love this next guy, but we got to talk about this because Jake McCarthy getting recalled. Dominic Fletcher sent down to AAA. So McCarthy was awful when he was up earlier in the year. 143 batting average, 1 homer, 22 games. It was terrible. April was just absolutely awful. Since he's been sent down, again, PCL, but still, 333 batting average, 419 OBP, 533 slugging, 4 dingers, 4 steals in 22 games at AAA. So what a difference of 22 games you're getting here. Do you add Jake McCarthy for $1 this week now that you get this news and just see what happens?
I liked your, since he's been sent down, Jake McCarthy has figured some stuff out. Since he's been
gone. Yeah, you couldn't find a bigger difference in 22 games than that of Jake McCarthy. And I know you're not a big Jake McCarthy guy to begin with, but again, we're looking for outfield help. McCarthy's there. He's flying under the radar for sure. He's only rostering 20% of leagues right now.
Yeah, I'm very confused. Maybe I just missed something with the Fletcher stuff. I thought it's gone well, but I obviously what this told the story was they wanted McCarthy to work through something, probably the strikeouts, maybe a contact-based thing, and then it didn't matter what Fletcher did because Fletcher played good defense. Offensively, he was pretty solid, but the strikeouts, the lowest of his career at AAA. Jake McCarthy, double-digit walk percentage. He hit over 300. He was kind of, hitting homers, having stolen bases. So maybe he'll kind of start this offense again. I would pick him up on the cheap, but I wouldn't be insanely optimistic because, there are so many players that have established themselves in that lineup. He will hit low in the lineup the whole year. That's not going to change. That whole preseason, everyone's like, "Oh, he's going to be the number 3 hitter." No, he's not, and that's not going to change whatever he does. So he'll at least be a 6 or 7. But you throw $1 on him, you go snag him off of waivers if you got a little outfield struggles.
Yeah,
he can run. There. And maybe he'll pick up.
That's what I'm thinking.
Power output.
Look, if you saw some of the stats from last year, I know you said he played over his head, and that might be very true. But look, April was bad. AAA has been really good. Pick him up, see what happens here. I mean, if you get a little hot streak in there, he becomes a useful player that you put in there, especially in those roto head-to-head formats because of the stolen bases. Randy Rosarena continues to be awesome. 2 for 3 yesterday. We love Randy Rosarena. That Rays offense, one of the best in baseball. Who would have thought that? I mean, we thought they'd be improved with Wander Franco back and healthy. But between him and Yandy Diaz, who, by the way, also out again yesterday, so I don't know how long that's going to be. Pete Alonso, it was 2 for Tuesday or 2, but it was on a Thursday, so it doesn't matter. Pete Alonso, 2 for 2 with a homer, his 18th of the season. He had a stolen base, no less. He had 2 runs, 2 RBI, 2 walks, 8 home runs in his last 16 games. The first couple of weeks of May were not good for Pete Alonso, but man, he has come back ferociously. We have no rookie lookies today. I guess, just one day without a rookie lookie.
Well, I will tell you the Reds did something really Well, the Reds did something stupid, and they had like all these like injuries. Will Myers is what's he having, like I don't know, he having kidney stones or something. He's going on, which sounds horrible. Going on the IL, and the Reds brought up Will Benson. So
Yes,
of course,
I saw
not
that.
LA, not CES, not they're bringing up Will Benson. So thanks for that.
The
Reds.
LA
There's
call
your
will be
recognition.
the LA to stay call. Like, I think whenever the LA call happens, which I think is going to be somewhere in
It should
July,
be today.
it should be today, but I think what they're going to do is they're going to ride out this month, and then right after the All-Star break, he'll play the rest of the season, starting
I think
shortstop,
before
hitting
June
well.
15th, we're gonna see Ellie and CES. So
Both
I
of
would be
them?
making my moves. I
Wow.
think so. Yeah,
I
there's
wouldn't
no
be
point.
surprised if you saw CES by June 15th, but I think Ellie, they're gonna, I don't know, maybe it's just the gut instinct. I just think it's like, just they want to be 100% sure they're ready, and I think you kind of do want to get him half a season at the big league level, and then next year you can go in with him as your starting shortstop guy. And look, the Reds, if the Reds can figure out some pitching here, and the pitching can get healthy, and they've got some talent there with Green and Lodolo, just got to get these guys right, and it's been kind of stumbly there, but it certainly hurts when you're constantly looking at your offense being sputtering and things of that nature. So improving the offense and the defense goes a long way to giving these pitchers some confidence, especially the younger pitchers. So, but I can't wait to see him hit in that ballpark. Cannot wait. Let's get to the injuries. Max Fried started a throwing program yesterday, so that's good. We'll keep an eye on him. Kyle Hendricks came active yesterday for the Cubs and lost to the New York Mets. Logan Webb got pushed back to Saturday against the Brewers because of that back issue. So again, keep an eye on that back thing. Would you start Logan Webb this week with all this back stuff going on Saturday? I think I would take a pass. I'm a little worried here.
I'm gonna start. I like Logan Webb. He can go deep in the game. I mean, sure, the
too.
back thing, but I don't think like they're pushing him back to make sure. So they're already showing us that they're not going to put him out there unless they feel he's really ready. He also is like a lot more comfortable with this new slider grip that he's going to be throwing. So I get your like trepidation. You also were like, hey, I don't want to start Tyler Glass now. First start off an injury. I get all those things, but like
Oh no, I did want to start Tyler Glass now. No. I did want to start Tyler
Oh.
Glass now because that might be the only start I get from him all year.
Um,
So like I've waited all this time. But Logan Webb,
Small
my
thing.
concern with the back is you go out there,
tweak
3
it,
innings
get out
in,
of
and
the
all of a
game.
sudden
Yeah,
it's like,
sure.
oop, little thing, and you're out of it like that. I think in those head-to-head formats you're playing in where you have the ability, be real careful. I would also check the weather that day too. Like if it's a balmy, cold day or something like that would make me a little bit. I forget where the Giants are playing this weekend off the top of my head. I have to go back and look. Carlos Rodon is going to throw off a mound on Friday, so he's graduating from playing catch, throwing off mounds. There you go. I assume an actual pitching mound, not like the candy. Will Myers has a kidney stone. Ooh, that doesn't sound very pleasant at all for Will Myers. And Bob Melvin, the Padres manager, says Manny Machado with that hand issue is unlikely to be ready to return Friday. So maybe sometime middle of next week or by next weekend you get him. It was a short marriage between the New York Mets and Gary Sanchez. The squeeze happened and Gary Sanchez got squeezed out. So you think Sanchez will latch on somewhere else? I do.
I do not. Unless there is unless there's just a team that has a big catching need due to injuries. Danny Jansen suffering from an injury, maybe Toronto, but like Gary Sanchez has been passed around a little bit this year. Like he was with the Giants and couldn't get up, and they had to, because they put it to a minor league contract. I don't know if everyone remembers, also Gary Sanchez signed to go play in like Japan or something during spring training because he had no offers.
Right.
Then the Giants brought him in, and there's only these little tiny needs. I kind of think Gary Sanchez is done. So goodbye.
Okay, there
Rest
you go.
well, sweet child.
All right. Here you go. So today in the news,
really
in baseball. No, this was fine. Today in the news, Rob Manfred was talking about the relocation vote for the Oakland Athletics to Las Vegas, which is something we all think is going to come down the pipe eventually. So again, we had it's a team-wide initiative here at Fantasy Pros across the board to start using AI technology wherever we can. And of course, being Joe Pisapia, I'm going to find the dumbest way to use something because that's what I do. So in case you missed it yesterday, again, it was a great story at MLB.com about the Mets rookies making lasagna together at Francisco Alvarez's house. This is the picture. It's upsetting.
Out of here.
It's I didn't even notice the hands melting into the cheese.
That's what I said yesterday. I said the hands are melting into the cheese.
Said it yesterday is when it really started to pop for me.
Also,
but anyway,
what was on Francisco Alvarez? Put that back up real quick. Look above his missing eye. What is
I don't know.
I
don't know what that white thing is either. Maybe it's like an order. It's like a post-it note. Maybe that's the
white hair.
No, I don't know what that is. I
That's
don't
all.
know.
All right, just ruin our day now. Just get it over
Okay.
with. You're
No, I'm
about
not
to
going to
ruin
ruin
our
your
day.
day. So I asked, and I said, okay, if you're going to move to Las Vegas, I want to know perhaps, and again, Ethan is always so great to us here, our incredible graphics man about town. I asked AI, I said, can you make a Las Vegas themed baseball logo? And it came up with two that I thought were actually pretty interesting. These aren't bad. So
If I
maybe
don't
we'll
see
get
a
a
possum, I'm riot.
no, so look, here you go. The Lagums and the Lausus. So the Legia Lausus and the
Boy,
Vega Bola Lagmas.
yeah. One thing has been clear: AI in spelling is just it's a rough thing. AI has like first grade spelling.
I don't
So
even think it's first grade spelling. I
did
think it's
AI
just
make this?
AI made these two logos for me.
These are both actually really good,
They're not bad,
except
right?
the names, like the
Well, look, I think you have to
Lagums Elv
and then I don't know. It's gibberish. It's just like those Mets jerseys. But I want to know what the Peanuts and Cracker Jacks think here. I don't know if Wonky can get a poll going up there or if Mayor's actually paying attention today. But there's the one with the cards here with the
Yeah.
which I think is pretty cool.
Actually, I'm
obviously you just
impressed
gotta,
that they put an ace, except I like
well,
that
I
it's an
said I want
ace
a
of
poker themed one and I want a Las Vegas themed one. And the other one's like the sign of the strip. And I thought both of these were
yeah,
actually pretty cool logos.
the
Um,
cogs.
yeah, the la luces.
What is that middle word? What is the sign
I
word?
don't
It's
know.
le
From the
leget
Legags.
la-
Legialus.
I don't know what it is. I
This is
also I want to point out this is my favorite thing. The cards, the card is an ace of spade that's red, and then there's a diamond under the A too, like this.
So here you go. These are the new logos for the A's that I had AI make up. I kind of like, but again, if you just think of, okay, let's think of them as if it's at athletics or whatever it
Yeah,
was,
sure.
or Las Vegas, it probably would look pretty good, I think.
Which one do you like? I know which one I like.
I don't know, but I love it's like sixth grade French. Like you're trying to figure out like what the hell these words are. That's kind of,
Hmm.
I think I like the strip one, to be
I
honest.
do
But
too. I do too. That was
and
the
I
one I
thought that
liked.
would be the unpopular opinion, but it's something kind of cool. I mean, I don't know if they're going to change their name to the Aces or something, or if they're allowed to do something like that. I don't know, but these are pretty good logos. So I think that's we want to hear from you guys. You like the one with the strip, or you like the one with the poker theme? I put two in there so far. Let's take a look. Casey just saw the Ace of Spades. Is Casey? I got to ask Casey because Casey could be a man or woman name. And I like to know who we're dealing with here on the show. Casey, man or woman? And especially with the K spelling, I'm not sure. So, and we have a lot of, female baseball fans here in our chat.
Why don't you put it in AI and say,
they put it in AI and find out. Las Vegas Jokers, I guess, with a Mad Clown logo. That would be a good one.
Gnostic baseball. You're doing it again.
I know. I did it again. I did it again. I know. I don't know
every
why.
time you talk about AI, this is not okay. This is not a coincidence.
Remember the Rise of the Machines with Arnold Schwarzenegger? The Rise of the Machines.
This is not a coincidence. I just want everyone to know this is not a coincidence. 3 times in like 36
Could be
hours.
the Las Vegas Slutters too. That's a good one too.
All right, man. You're gonna come back with like a
good
cyborg eye, and then next thing you know, half your head's gonna be a robot. Like something's gonna happen to you, Joe.
We are going to see the Las Vegas. Oh, there it is. Cousin Donnie did not disappoint us. But I think that the move to Vegas is good for the A's. I mean, I think it's just time. That Oakland Stadium it's the worst in baseball, and I've seen a game there. Not only is it the worst stadium in baseball to watch a baseball game, it's the hardest to get to. The neighborhood around it sucks. Everything about it's terrible. It's outdated. It's cold. It's miserable. They don't have helmets Sundays.
Comes up from the ground. There's possums.
There's a dead possum in the announce booth. It's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. But yes. So we hope good luck to the Las Vegas La Luces.
What's crazy too is it's probably one of the ones that, in every apocalypse thing, like you go to a stadium, like you wouldn't in apocalypse go to the A's stadium. Like that's how bad it was. Like no one would want to go and like set up shop during an apocalypse, like a new civilization and into the A's stadium because it's already horrible. It's
Casey's
awful.
a dude, so we know that too. We just want to know, I want to know our friends here. It's important to get to know each other. That's how we get to know everybody here in the chat. I want to know all of our friends in the chat here. Oh, wait. Oh, Uncle Ted Talk is back in the chat. So I hope Uncle Ted is having a better day. That's all I hope. Let's get to 3 up and 3 down.
Relax.
Ty France, 2 homers. Unbelievable. He didn't play yesterday. Comes back, it's 2 bombs. Austin Riley had a pair of home runs yesterday. Alex Fado. How about this performance against the White Sox? 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. He is rostered in like, I think 8% of leagues I saw or something crazy like that. Would you be picking him up after that performance?
Yeah, Faedo's interesting.
All right. Once upon a
But
time.
I also think taking advantage of the White Sox. As fun as it was, I'm more focused on what happened with Giolito. I had this little strikeout parlay where it was under Snell strikeouts over Giolito. Giolito came out, and we're going to talk about him in a second, struck out all 3 in the first inning and then proceeded to walk 7. It was one of the wildest, insane performances I've ever seen. While Faedo's over there just dicing up White Sox left and right, Giolito was garbage.
I say you can keep the A's logo. Like, you keep calling them the A's, but you make the A like the ace. I think that would be really cool. Just kind of go full poker tilt on that.
I think it would
cool.
probably
Embrace
be similar to like how, the Devil Rays just became the Rays. You would just probably not be the Athletic, and maybe Athletics and just be the A's.
The A's. Yeah, maybe. 3 down, Giolito. I mean, I don't know what happened here. 7 walks, just completely lost it in 3 2/3, 4 earned for him. Alek Manoah, we already spoke about his 5 walk performance. Gross. Aaron Nola, again, Austin Riley just owns Aaron Nola. 6 innings for him, 5 earned, 3 home runs he's given up. That ERA is 4.59. Are you buying low on Aaron Nola?
Yeah, I'm always buying low on Aaron Nola, but it might be at it might be one of my huge mistakes this year. Like, I just refuse to believe. I just think he's such a good command pitcher overall. I think this has been a bad run, but
this is what he was a couple years ago. Do you remember?
Yeah.
This was the guy he was in, I'd have to look, like 2019, I want to say, right? And then all of a sudden he kind of turned this corner around that COVID season and just became this lights out guy. He wasn't walking anybody, the strikeout totals, but he used to always have these runs where it's kind of like, what's going on there? No, and then he would look really good. But I thought we were past that. Apparently we're not. Apparently we're still in the same order, so we've gone backwards with Aaron Nola. But we always go forward on the show with PrizePicks. Sign up today, download the app, or go to prizepicks.com. Use that promo code leading off. It's crucial. You got to use leading off. Then you get 100% deposit match up to $100. Well, she got some prizes for the kids today to pick.
Free money. Man, we almost cashed yesterday. Kyle Freeland just crapped in our cereal bowl because we got all the other fun ones, and he just didn't get that last little out that we needed. But today we move on. I've got Justin Steele strikeouts 5.5 over. Jordan fantasy score 8.5 over, and Ezekiel Tovar hit run RBI 1.5 under. So that is my prize picks. The 320 to pay 100. It's cash this baby going into the weekend.
Yeah, the Yankees brought up a kid to pitch tonight, so therefore I'm going Juan Soto with the hitter fantasy score over. Austin Riley 7.5 hitter fantasy score over, and Pete Alonso in Colorado 8.5 over. So let's go with that. Betting today, again, San Diego on the money line minus 420. Oh, 420 minus 120. Sorry about that. I've got something else.
What holiday are you celebrating, Joe?
It's gonna be a long weekend. Minus 120. That's really funny. What I was looking was ahead because Juan Soto, the home run prop in that game, by the way, 0.5 over on DK plus 425. That's what my brain was looking ahead. But Juan Soto's going yard today. He's not who I'm picking for the weekend, but I'm wagering on it today because you're getting 4-1 odds for him to go yard. He's been on a tear. They're throwing some young kid pitcher up there they brought up from AAA who was okay at AA too. But I'm telling you, these kids could get lit up today by the Padres. Mitch Keller, 6.5 is the number, Welsh. I mean, it's minus 138 to go the over. I would even push it to 7 to get better odds, to even get to the 7.5, because this guy's been just crushing these numbers lately. Scherzer's numbers low against Colorado too. Another bad offense. It's only 5.5. Plus 120 you're getting on Scherzer. Sale 5.5 is the number. Over is minus 140. So you got to pair it with something else. Maybe go pair it with the W there potentially. But there's a lot of good things on the board today on the Friday for the betting slate. Welsh, what do you have?
Yeah, I like that Keller one if you can get it 6.5. I saw it 7.5. So I was just like,
it was 6.5 this morning when I locked it in on Betting Pros. Again, this is the point of having Betting Pros. And if you follow us on BP, you download the app, or you just, go ahead and join us at bettingpros.com/leading off. You can get involved here. And it's, I'm telling you, like, that's how you lock in these numbers early in the morning before the lines move too.
Yeah, it's helpful too, because you can look at if you shop books, some people, like, I kind of tend to just be like a one book guy, but if you like to shop different places and have money in spots, that list is going to tell you who has the best. So it is helpful. So I've got a couple here. Justin Steele, back with him. I really like the 5.5 strikeouts. It actually came down. It was like 135 last night. I found it at minus 120. So I think that's a nice one. I'm in on the Justin Steele. I've got some of my normal plays that I like to do. I've got the Texas Rangers first 5 team total runs. It was at 1.5. So I'm taking that and I'm pairing it with Seattle and Seattle and Pitt. No run first inning. I usually don't do that. No nerfies, but I'm taking the NRFI on Seattle Pitt, and I'm taking the 1.5 team total runs to the first 5 in Texas. I'm parlaying it together. It's plus 175. I really love that one today. Only 2 runs for Texas, top team. I also played the team total runs on the Rays, which was minus 105 at 2.5 through the first 5. And back to that Texas game, Texas Baltimore through the first 5 over 4.5 runs, which was minus 120. So I'm attacking the 2 big offensive teams. They're good plays today. So those are my bets.
This is getting a lot of traction in the chat, so I want to bring it up to you here. Got to drop one of these guys. This is from our good friend, Mr. Decide, because again, I can't remember how to pronounce the first name properly. So please educate me again, Mr. Decide, because I got a lot of names in my head at any given time. Should I drop Jeff McNeil or Riley Green? We were just talking about Riley Green's
For what?
emergence. I guess roster space. Obviously, he's got to make a decision between these 2. So who would you want to drop?
My initial I'm trying to pull up. I want to pull up Jeff McNeil's page. I'm kind of more of a Riley Green guy. The thing I don't like is Jeff McNeil.
Well, I think McNeil's floor and Riley is ceiling.
Yeah, and Jeff McNeil is like a little bit better Luis Arise in that, like, he's not quite as empty stats, but he's still empty. And yeah, I mean, he's hitting 291 this year, 2 homers, 3 stolen bases. It's all fine, but I'm a floor guy, and I like Riley Green has been just a monster in May, so that's a pretty easy Riley Green for me. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing.
I kind of agree. It's Riley Green for me too that I'd rather hang on to.
Yeah,
I mean,
keep.
Yeah, McNeil's safe, and typically I'm more of the floor guy too. But you know what? I think the floor of Green can be close enough that the upside is something we haven't even tapped into with this player yet.
And maybe in this question, it might not be possible, but maybe it's someone else. Maybe it's not these guys, like McNeil does hold you up in batting average. He will score some runs, but like someone in the chat was like, he's a batting champion. You can't drop him. Yeah. But like, he's mediocre run RBI, doesn't steal bases, doesn't hit homers. He's kind of a 1.5 category player. Tejas
Tejas.
Now, are you a man or a woman, Tejas? That's what Joe.
Tejas is a dude. I know Tejas is a dude already. That we know. I like just to get to know our peanuts and crackers.
I know.
I didn't know what the heck a wonky penguin was, and now she works for us, for God's sake. So, this is how we get to know our friends here on the program. Jeez, Welsh.
What flag do you wear on your shirt? That's the other thing that's very important.
Well, I'm wearing an Italian flag.
I know you are. I know. I'm just saying these are things Joe wants to know.
Important question here, too, from Jerry in the chat. Show on Memorial Day? No, we're taking a day off. We're going to take the holiday off. All the games are typically early anyway, so it's going to be a nice, fun day off there. Kids are off, and I'm going to be severely hungover from the Taylor Swift concert the night before.
Oh, my God. You're at Taylor Swift concert, huh?
Sunday night, baby. Sunday night. Let's go. All right, let's also go because you know what else is fun besides Taylor Swift concerts? Sorare. Go join today. Sorare MLB. FantasyPros.com/collect. It's the easy place to sign up for free. Digital cards, fantasy baseball, scout, buy, sell, compete. All the fun things you like to do at FantasyPros.com/collect because MLB Sorare is the next age of fantasy baseball. And you could join our league at FantasyPros.com/leading-off-league. And Welsh, speaking of investments and things that we enjoy doing, let's talk a little DFS real quick here. You got a sliding scale. You got the cheap guys today, Musgrove and Livator. Musgrove is just 7.5. Livator is 7.7. I don't care what happened in the bullpen. I told you yesterday, I lost my mind. I don't care about that. Not at all. Sliding scale up. Scherzer in Colorado, probably low roster percentage with the way he's pitched, but Colorado stinks. So he's 9.1. Then you want to slide the scale all the way up. It's Chris Sale at 10.1, Hunter Brown at 10.3, and Mitch Keller at 11.4. San Diego, Atlanta, Mets, and Houston. Those are the offenses to take a look at. Houston's offense, by the way, on the year, incredibly middling when you look at where they are, statistically speaking. They really need to figure some stuff out and figure it out fast. Value plays today. Matt Carpenter, 2.6. Ches McCormick at 2.7. And Michael Harris at 2.7. Michael Harris, dicey situation. I know we were big fades at the ADP, but man, it has not been good. I'm just going to continue to be a little patient here. I'm going with Pete Alonso for my home run call of the day. If we look at the weekend calls too, that's where I'm going. Pete Alonso for the weekend, and sign me up for Monday. I want the polar bear in Colorado. Primetime still at 19. Nobody's gotten to 20 yet Again, fantasypros.com/chats where you can sign up for our Discord, and our premium folks at fantasypros.com/premium. That is how you go ahead and make your home run calls. And we're starting fresh again in June with new winners every single month. Welsh, where are you going for your home run call this weekend?
Well, I had Juan Soto yesterday, so like you said, he'll go today since I'm behind, and hopefully I can catch up to it over the weekend. I'm going to go with Yordan Alvarez going up against James Caprillion today. Hopefully can get me some weekend homers. I want to get back on that board. I want to celebrate. I want to go into June back on that board, and I want to overtake it, my friends. That is the goal.
Yes.
That is the goal.
And yes, to answer all the questions, I'm a Swiftie. I like the Taylor Swift. I'm taking my daughters to the Taylor Swift concert. That's really what this is all about. It's about making them happy. But yes, I'm going to enjoy myself. I like the Folklore album, to be honest. That's my favorite of the Taylor Swift albums. And I will listen to that. It's a very, very calming album. I like to do that. Welsh, are you a Swiftie at all or no?
Nope. I mean, I don't have a problem.
But you have a daughter, so at some point this is going to come up. At some point.
I did think about this. I was thinking, she probably is going to want to listen or know, or her friends will become Swifties or whatnot. I don't know, but no, we don't listen. There's no Taylor Swift that's being played in the house.
Yeah, although I mean, I could live tweet from the concert. I could stream myself, singing songs if everybody wants that.
Maybe that's why I'm so salty. Maybe I need more Taylor Swift. Maybe Taylor Swift will turn me into Joe. And I'll be like, hey, everybody.
But we're gonna take a nice long weekend off away from. Don't say it. Away from the robot.
Hey, are you a girl or a guy? Hey,
maybe who knows? Maybe Welsh this weekend will make a lasagna with all his friends. They'll come over. It'll be a good time. So that's it for us. But the story of the game goes on for the Welsh. I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Enjoy the holidays.